Donovan here. Wanted to give you guys a quick update. Wanted to say hello to the new likes on the Almost 22 Facebook page. Wanted to give a thanks to the Code Green campaign, who was able to see one of the postings and put a like on it, and I think that attracted some attention. Welcome. Hopefully, if you haven't had a chance to go hit up the Indiegogo donation site, there's a fair amount of information there about what I'm doing and why. No donations so far. It's only been a few days. So we got about 52 days left, I think, in the project for the funding part of it. So what's going on? A couple things that are new. One is I have been able to get feedback from some people on some parts of the script, and everyone who has looked at it so far has really enjoyed it. Basic arc of the story I wanted to give you guys an update is I've got a paramedic who is a combat vet, suffers PTSD from his military experience, and he's kind of having some rough times in the paramedic part of it as well. There are a couple of side characters that are similar situations, one of which is a military vet as well. His partner is an EMT, and she's both a military vet and works in EMS. They have a firefighter friend who is not a military veteran, but has been in firefighting for quite a while. He's also a paramedic, works on the fire side, and a law enforcement officer. She's married to a person who works in information technology and has absolutely no personal experience with EMS, military, law enforcement, first responder stuff at all. And that's kind of, to me, that's kind of key. We've got the side, we've got the perspective of the people who are dealing with it, people who are suffering from feeling suicidal. We're going to have some perspective of some of the co-workers and friends of them, people who work in the same fields or have some of the same experiences, but are not themselves going through it, and showing kind of the perspective that they see, but also a perspective from the viewpoint of someone who has no experience at all. And I think those are the three really critical viewpoints. I want for this movie, when we get it finished, to show to the people who are suicidal, who work in these fields, or have these experiences, that they're not alone, and that there are things that they can do to help themselves. I want to show people who are their coworkers and friends that are in their field, things that they can do to reach out, signs that they can look for that may help them to identify when their friends are in danger. And then finally, the perspective of a friend, family member, significant other who is not at all experienced, but show their side as well. Let them see, let people who are sitting in the audience who may fall into that category see that they're not alone, that there are things that they can do as well to help, to toss a lifeline, as it were, to someone who feels like they're drowning, and to help them get back onto the shore. A couple of updates, technologically speaking. I was able to send an old cell phone to Gazelle, and I was able to get some Amazon gift credit from them for that, and I upgraded my microphone. I have a new microphone. It's a Rode. It's called a Video. It's called a Video Mic Me, and it is a shotgun type microphone. It has to be connected to an iPhone or an iPad or something that provides the mini mic adapter and has the 3-channel, 2 sound, and 1 mono microphone. So you could use it in a lot of, probably in most Android phones as well. I don't know if they're, I don't know what kind of software you would use for that, so I'm not as much into the Android side. But I was able to get that upgraded. Hopefully you'll be able to hear the difference between the version of the software or the sound quality in this video and the sound quality of the first video that I did, the introduction video, which was filmed using the iPad as a microphone. So I was able to get that done, so hopefully that'll help a little bit. But in addition, I think it's important that this film be shot with this camera, the camera that's in the iPhone SE. And the reason for that is that the movie Tangerine, which I had talked about last time, was shot on 3 iPhone 5Ss, and one of the really cool features that happened, there were a couple of things. One was the natural acting that came out of it. The people who were being filmed, the actors of the movie, felt much more comfortable because they weren't staring at these glaring tungsten lights and light sheets and sets and props and key grip people running around and $10,000, $20,000 cameras on dollies and cranes and trucks, and it was just a camera phone. It was 3 iPhone 5Ss, and they were much more natural in their acting, the portrayal of their characters. And I think that that's going to be an advantage to get really realistic portrayals out of the actors that are going to be doing some of these roles. The other part of it is the intimacy. Even with an anamorphic adapter lens, which I'm really hoping we can get funding for, they only cost a couple $100. But get the anamorphic adapter lens on there to get the frame, to get the 1.33 full-size frame on the shots, but still using that camera, using the camera in the iPhone SE, which is the phone that I have, will really help to make the audience that's watching the show feel like they are sitting next to the main character as he breaks down, driving home after a shift in which he ran a call with a pediatric cardiac arrest for a 4-year-old that snuck off out of the house into the pool and drowned, and they weren't able to get him back. Sitting in the back seat or in the passenger seat of the car that he's driving when he goes into that deep, dark place that paramedics sometimes go to when they lose children on shift, will make it much more compelling. And that's what I want to go for, is I want people to sit there and think to themselves, this is really what it's like. Holy cow. So I think this is the right tool. I don't necessarily want to worry too much about getting more video camera than this. If the funding is there, having another phone would be helpful for dual camera shots or for swapping cameras out, because believe it or not, even in filming with a brand new iPhone, filming things through the camera takes quite a bit of battery power. So having a couple of either battery packs or a couple of phones to be able to use as cameras would be awesome. That would be a big help. If you haven't already, check out the Indiegogo site. At the bottom, I'll put down a link that you can use to check that out. It's got a lot more information about what I'm doing, what my background is. If you can't help by donating, there are a couple of other things you can do. Share the website, share the Indiegogo project page, share the Facebook page, let other people know. The wider we cast the net, I think the better off we'll be. The other part of that is that you may feel like you may be able to do something other than donate money. If you think that that's possible, if you think that's something you have a set or you have a site, preferably here in Tucson or in Sierra Vista or possibly Casa Grande, where we might be able to film, that would be awesome. Or lots of other things that are possible. Feel free to shoot me a note. You can send me an email through the Indiegogo project or private message me through the Almost 22 Facebook page. Check those two out. We might be able to work something out. Whatever you can do, let's try to get this done. I'm really hoping we can shoot this movie, help veterans, help EMS providers, provide them with the hope that they need to not commit suicide and to not feel like they're alone, and to give their friends and family members tools that they can use and feelings that they're not alone either. Hopefully you'll help me. You can help me with this project if you can. Thank you. If you can't, thank you for listening, and have a great evening. Thank you.